Let's play a game. Tell me what all of these people seem to have in common.
Why are white people superior in the world? Because we're better.
Vote for me so we can kick every dirty Muslim out of Texas.
Recently, I found out that way too many of you are okay with kids being gay.
If I walk into Pilates and that's what the instructor looks like, I am walking out.
You heard that correctly. Act your way. Because if you are 160 pounds,
I am still alive today, and I have been discriminated against.
Wrong. Second of all, why aren't you speaking English?
It's prom season, which means one thing and one thing only, hood prom.
because black fatigue is real.
MAGA. They all support Donald Trump. And before somebody jumps in with not all MAGA, save it. Because at some point, if this many people suddenly feel comfortable saying all of these things loud, proud, and on camera, you have to ask yourself, what changed? You will never convince me that Donald Trump didn't unlock something ugly in this country. That somehow all of these people just magically decided all at once to stop whispering. No. They feel protected. They feel validated. They finally feel represented. And here's the thing. If the loudest people in your movement keep saying hateful shit and you continue to stand shoulder to shoulder with them while pretending not to notice, you don't get to act shocked when people start associating the movement with them. At some point, silence becomes neutrality. At some point, tolerance becomes endorsement. And I'm sorry, but I will never forgive the people who continue to support this administration while convincing themselves that somehow they're not part of the problem.
When you look across the spectrum of the MAGA voter, and listen, I get it, it's not a very wide spectrum, okay? It's not a very diverse group of folks. But when you look across the spectrum of MAGA voters, you're going to find different reasons that people like him, right? The rich people like him because he puts more money in their pocket. These people like him because he pretends to be a Christian, and these people like him because he pretends to care about the family, and these people like him because they think that he's watching out for the working class. But universally, they all have one thing in common: a shared hatred of other individuals. And when you have a president that stands front and center and says some of the most abhorrent shit imaginable, it does give license to the people behind him to go, well, he said it. Surely we can say it, right? Finally, one of ours is in the White House. And that's what all of these people feel like. All of these people that proudly portray their love of the MAGA dear leader while simultaneously saying these horrendous things about others around them, they do so because they feel like one of their own is finally in the White House. That you can walk around calling people the N-word, or, say it's unacceptable to be gay, or something of that nature, because the president does. Which makes you wonder, this is the stuff that you see on social media. It makes you wonder what's happening behind the scenes. When you have a president that says, well, you could just grab him by the, whatever. How much evil shit is going on behind the scenes that you don't get to see on social media. All in the name of a man they think has their back.